So last month, I went out and gave a fishing report, and I said I caught some fish that day. Does anybody in here remember where I said the fish were at? And I've got some bribes for people that give me answers, even if they're wrong.
Oil docks.
Possession. It wasn't oil docks, but you still get it.
Jeff Ed.
It was actually, it was the west bank off the Sierra Foxtrot, right? And I said I caught him 90 feet on the wire and 400 feet of wire, or 400 feet of the bottom. And I had some people from Wichita, Kansas, first meeting, came up to us. Are they here today? No, not. Oh. And they said, "Was any of what you just said in English?" And I went, "Wow, I did actually use a lot of jargon, and a lot of it didn't make a lot of sense." And the thing I said was, this was off of an edge off of the west side of Sierra Foxtrot. So I went out and looked at my chart plotter, and this chart plotter is about 3 months old. It's new. And that edge isn't on a new chart plotter. So I went out to Google. I'm like, okay, what would people from Kansas do if they... And what they would do is they would get directed to buying a set of maps. And the maps that they would actually do, let's see if I can find this back. Oh, here it is. And it would try to sell you on something called CMAP. Better. It's better, right? That edge that I was pointing at is kind of there, but it's certainly not what I'm seeing when I look at my charts and across. I use Simrad, BG, and Lowrance is what I use on my boat. And I've got a lot better charts on mine. And I'm like, a lot of people don't know why we have that. So there's somebody here in Driftwood Shores that knows how to do it, because I can actually see the charts that are going straight out here for a half a mile. So there's some high resolution bathymetric surveys for 1/2 mile. After that, it just goes dark. There's nothing out there. It's just empty ocean. Does anybody know what I'm using or how I'm doing this? There's bribes in here if you were guesses.
Magic.
Magic. I like that. You get another one. Any other guesses that aren't magic? Cell phone? You get it. You get a prize for a cell phone.
Happy on it.
Sounder maps it when it goes across.
So
I've got one already.
you get another one.
Okay.
John.
Do I have to use it on your boat?
So I think Bob. It's Bob, right?
Yeah.
I think Bob actually went out and said it's a social mapping or crowdsourcing. You get 2, by the way.
Okay.
What does that mean? That means that you can go out and set a setting on here. As you're driving over, it collects and creates your own chart. Let's show you that. So all of this is empty ocean right here, right? You can see it right there. So if I go back into my chart plotter, and I go out to more options, and I go out and choose social map, you're going to see that it's going to render in a second. I got a lot more data. Not only do I get a lot more data, it's rendered over here. I don't know why it's not over there. Let's see if we can force it to do that. Of course, it's not happy the second I start presenting. So this is actually giving me bottom density. Is it sand? Is it rock? Is it mud? And it's actually giving me a lot more bottom contours. All those bottom contours were not there before. Those are.
Because you drove over that?
And it's because I drove over that. Sorry, what?
So it's multiple people sharing?
So you guys are, Terry and Bob are getting ahead of me a little bit. So most of this is chalk. I drove over most of this. This is mostly mine. The orange is not chalk. And actually, let's go ahead and clear the cursor and go back into Driftwood Shores. I didn't drive over any of that. That's somebody in this room, almost certainly.
Where's Driftwood Shores at?
Driftwood Keys, sorry. So,
We're not one of them.
Okay. So a half mile offshore, somebody else is driven out there.
Right there.
It's this guy right here.
Yeah, that was me.
Okay. So he actually did something a little bit different. When I go out and did it, I actually choose that social maps, and that gives me bottom, lat and long, and it'll actually give me different contour lines. What's your name?
Cliff.
Cliff.
I should have guessed that. That
So
seems
Bob,
like a
can you
slam
go to
dunk.
So what Cliff has done is he's actually grabbing sonar
I
logs.
gave you one.
Oh, come on, Bob, give them both to him. So he's actually done sonar logs. And what Cliff could actually do at this point is he could actually look at the fish mid-current, mid-water column. He can actually see the bait that day, and actually can replay it. Have you ever gone into a Bass Pro Shops or a West Marine, and they actually are showing you the simulations? That's nothing more than a recording of a sonar log. So what do you do? What did Cliff do? I'll actually tell you what Cliff did. He went through and he grabbed on the SD chart on this Lowrance, it's underneath the L. He took it to a computer and he grabbed a file called an SLG file and he uploaded it. And I can show you where that's done.
He also did this on a sailboat.
And he did it. I'm not going to think anything less of Bob than that.
I am.
It looks like I have no internet in this room.
Philistine.
All right, so that's all right. We will pretend. I'm gonna actually put these links. I'll send them into an email to the North Kitsap link, and I've actually already done it on my Facebook page. I did that a couple days ago as well. So he went up there and he uploaded his SLG files. For me, they're GSD files, so those are just bathymetric data. And what you then do is you download this entire chart with all of that data. Here, let me put it back up. That gives you this free charts. Now, I showed you this on a Simrad BG/Lowrance. For extra gifts, can somebody tell me what it's called on Garmin? Not you. It's not called Navionics. Good effort. Whoever that was gets a prize, but it's not. Any other guesses? How about if I tell you the first word? Active?
Captain.
All right. I think it was Jerry, actually. So he gets, yeah.
No, it's you.
Okay. All right. Are there any Raymarine people in the room? Do you know, Rich, do you know what it's called in Raymarine to do this? Any? All right. So in Raymarine, it's called real bathymetric. It's the same thing. And I'll tell you, having done this, we were fishing yesterday. We were able to do this while driving, not a lot of drinking, between Just Head and Kingston, which is a 10-minute run. And we had it all synced up and done from the boat. And it's a lot easier on Garmin. Now, the difference between Garmin, how am I doing on time?
You're good.
Okay. The difference between Garmin, Simrad, BG, and Lowrance is that I decide which pieces I upload. So if I went out and found a bunch of Lingcod marks off of Westport that I don't want to share, because those are kind of hard to come by, right?
They are.
They are. They're not something that you would share. I would not share that particular GSD file. I wouldn't do it. I don't want a bunch of friends out there May 1st, the opening day of Lingcod season. I want to be the only guy on that rock on that day. But later in the season, I might share that.
Can you give a detailed description of your boat?
It's a 2350 Pursuit twin Yamahas. MMSI number is 3369. You want to write this? Anyways.
Diana writes everything.
She writes everything down. All right. Why would I mention this? Garmin, it's all or nothing. There's a slider that says I'm going to share with the world everything. You don't get the points, your waypoints that he dropped. So Cliff didn't drop any, at least he didn't share any. You don't get those in Garmin's, but every piece of water that you ran over is shared, and it's actually shared with the source. So anyways, my name is Charles Sterling. I'm a marine biologist by education, Microsoft technician by profession. I want to thank you guys for putting up with me, and I've got about 15 more of these if you guys have got great questions in the next 4 minutes I think I've got.
Yeah, myself out.
So you did that on the Lowrance,
I did this on the Lowrance, Jack.
and so where on the Lowrance did you find it?
Oh, I just showed.
No, I mean in what screen?
Yeah. So I'm on a chart,
Okay,
and I clicked on the one that says menu,
all right.
and then where it says chart source, you have three options. I have CMAP, or actually I had Navionics, I had CMAP, these are built in, and then the one that you want to choose is CMAP Social. They need to rename that in the firmware, it's still called this, but it's actually Genesis Live is what they've renamed it to. It's a great question. That's how you find it. Chart options, third option down, it says social maps. I didn't catch your name.
I'm Dave.
Dave.
So when you're doing the capture, do you have different options that you can do as far as resolution? Can you go over it multiple times to get further details? How does it?
Those are great questions, Dave, and you do not. You have two sets of options. You can upload your bathymetric data with Latin long, or you can actually do like Cliff did, which is your sonar logs. All of my files, I should talk about the cost associated with it. This is all free monetarily wise, but there's a cost to your fish finder for doing this. So let's hit that. For Cliff, that half-mile run, I'm guessing that was probably 300 or 400 megabytes. He could correct me if I'm wrong. If you do a big fishing day, because I wasn't, well, maybe on a sailboat that was a big fishing day, but for me that wouldn't be a big fishing day. You'll get a gigabyte of data. That's the upper limit of what you can upload. For me, all 30 days that I did with bathymetric data was still less than 1 megabyte. So huge difference. Okay, what's the cost to your fish finder for doing this? I have 40 or 50 of those files at that point when I finally uploaded those and coalesced those and merged them down to one chart. At that point, it has to coalesce those all back into a single chart. So you actually are taking time out every time you start it up. So if you've been doing this for a couple of years and you've never merged it, you really, really want to. I've actually had somebody asking me in the last meeting, hey, my fish finder's just not, it doesn't seem to be as responsive. And I said, well, if it's the sonar parts, your transducer, clean it off. If it's actually the chart, it's more than likely he has all of these files on it and has to merge those back up. Take all of those GST files, put it on an on a little SD card. Thank you, John. Upload them, merge them, bring it back down as, you get 4 files is what it comes down as. And that's actually going to speed it back up into a Navionics or some. Greg, do you have a question?
I do.
That's for Greg.
Will these charts show you water temp breaks or chlorophyll charts?
No, it won't show you surface temperature water. There's a tuna fisherman right there. It won't show you surface temperature waters because those are all transient, Greg. Those aren't static. So this is going to show you static data. Next to Greg, you had a question.
Yeah. How far back?
In my slides, those are great questions. Garmin actually goes further back. It's like 10 years. For Lowrance and Simrad, it's like 8 years. And in the slides I've already uploaded on my Facebook page, and I'll send a link to Diane and the North Kitsap email. I've got all of the Lowrance units that it is actually compatible, and it's like 8 years. You already got one of these, right? It's in the wrong bag. Oh, and someone actually already pointed out, these are all max hooks. None of them are debarbed. You have to press them all down yourself. Any other questions before I get...
Did you hear the part about taking the barbs off your hooks?
That's an oddly specific person to call out.
That's cruel.
Well, Rockwell's not here, so.
Yes, we are.
He's being represented.
Right here.
Rockwell that was involved in the.
John, is this the last question? Is this the last question?
No.
Okay.
Diana has it.
So on the card that you put in for the new chart, does this eliminate the need to do that, or how good are those chart cards that are in?
Yeah. So that's a great question. Is you're going to want to have a dedicated SSD. Do not use your Navionics SD card. I keep saying SSD, but it's SD. Do not use that because you will eliminate the privacy and the protection on it, and it'll actually delete all of your data, so don't use that. The maximum limit on the SD card size is, I want to say it's 64 gigabytes, which is much bigger than you need. And no, it isn't going to eliminate it. When I first showed you those maps, out here it only gives you Cliff's half mile that Cliff ran. So if you're happy with 1/2 mile and whatever you run over on yourself, the answer is still no. That's just not it. And there's a bunch of built-in ones. Everything I'm showing here is built into it. I haven't bought any charting whatsoever. I've not paid Navionics or CMAP a dime. I think Diane's next.
Just one thing. So this presentation that Sean's doing right now, can we upload that onto our website?
So that's another great question. This camera is like 5 hours old. Sean's hit the most buttons on it, and I think he's hit 8 buttons. So we're hoping we hit the right buttons. And by the way, the recording is for a gentleman who joined last month named Bill Duras, who is flying in Asia right now. He couldn't be with us, so I offered to record it for him.
Bill.
So positively, maybe. Let's see what I get off the camera.
Okay.
It's blinking red. That's usually not a good sign, but hey.
It's still recording.
Okay.
loud noise duck.
Cliff was before you. Sorry, Cliff, go
I
ahead.
wanna point out that if you're gonna upload or use these, that it's important to have your correct depth, sound, or offset. Because when you upload it, it automatically adjusts the depth for the time of day or the tide you go out. So what you see is mean low water, like you would on a normal chart.
Yeah. So like on his other boat, it's on the keel, and that's 10 feet further down that he has to actually fix it for. So depth offset for a Hoochie, can anybody tell me where that is in the settings? It's underneath the boat. Is your keel offset and your depth offset.